PHAKISA has been announced by President Zuma 2 weeks ago in Durban at the ICC, the International Convention Center. Operation PHAKISA is about the oil exploration, the ocean, Amans.
Operation PHAKISA uhlelo olwethulwe uPresident nengameli wethu mayelana.
It's about the ocean. So very quickly about it is that a lot of the international oil companies from all over the world and their governments, the entire ocean has been cut up, the Indian Ocean, all the way from the north of Durban, Lake St. Lucia, all that way right down to the Western Cape. So the Indian Ocean has been cut up into different sections for the oil corporations to go and extract gas and oil. Can you put that up, please?
Indian Ocean. Gabana kusuka phezulu seselisha shona ezansi Eastern Cape ukuze inkampani ezifuna ukuthola oil zikwazi ukuthi zingene olwandle.
The second thing that has been discussed is the marine life in the ocean. A lot of the Chinese boats, Taiwanese boats, Japanese boats have been quotas. In other words, how many fish you can catch has been sold off to the Chinese and Japanese and Taiwanese and all those countries.
Indaba ke olsenqoka la ukuthi kwenzekani ofishi ngoba imithumbi eqhamuka ko Taiwan, ko China, ko banibani yona bekade inemvume ezithile zokuthi kwazi ukukhipha ofishi.
Including Russia. Sorry, just Russia came out this week as well.
Russia, yeah.
So it's clear that in Durban, a lot of the people fish in Durban. We have over 12,000 fishermen in Durban. In Cape Town, the whole of the coast, if you go down to Zumbi, Gababa, Eastern Cape, right down to the thing is all fishermen, from the north to the south. People are fishing because there's unemployment, right?
Sinabantu abaningi lapha abangaphezu kwa 12,000 yebo shona ezansi nolandele ngoba abantu abasebenzi yona ndlela yokuphila leyo.
So you can imagine now we have sold off the rights to the foreign countries like Japan, Russia, Taiwan, China. All their boats, their fishing boats, they come with these big factory ships, ice cream factory ships. They're all along the Indian Ocean, right down the coast. If you go down the coast, you can see these big ships out to sea. They're about 50, 60 meters out to sea and they catch all the fish. That's why we haven't seen the sardines.
Yeah. Ungacabanga ukuthi yonke le mkhumbi ephuma wonke lamazwe zokusuka ofika ko-Russia bonke bazofuna labo fish esiphila ngabo la. So inqwaba imkhumbi emelapho manena ke ingakho lisabonanga nama-sardines kanti bedumile ukuthi ayangena siwabone sikhole sonke.
And the oil exploration will even destroy the fish completely because they are talking about digging up and planting wells all along the coast, oil wells. And it's out at sea. So it's a specialized job like you see in Angola. It's specialists brought from other parts of the world to work here. It's not a local job. There's no way they're going to take you and put you there and employ you because you don't have the skill. And the third thing is that when there's an oil spill like we saw in the Gulf of Mexico and in other parts of the world and in Durban, all the beaches and everything will be affected. So Operation PHAKISA, nobody, I don't know how many of you have been consulted with me, but besides the statement made by the President, there's been no consultation. Maybe some of you have been consulted on, but we know no one has been consulted or asked their opinion of whether they must allow the oil drilling or whether to allow the fish to be sold, to be coated, for the Japanese ships to come, and the Chinese, and the Taiwanese, and the Russians to come and take the fish from the ocean.
Esikwaziyo ukuthi kule operation PHAKISA asikaze sikwazi ukuxoxisana ezweni njengesembusweni wentandeni kasidale sikwazi ukuthi uxoxe sibone nje ngaphandle kwestatement esenziwe umongameli asazi lutho thina sibona nje sekuthiwa na sebekhona.
So when we open up for questions and discussions, we'll have a further debate on Operation PHAKISA. I'm sure some of you have read it in the media, whether in Zulu or English, you will have an understanding of what is being said. It's been told that it's going to create a lot of jobs, it's going to make wealth for each and every one of us, it's going to give us better houses and all that. And when we discuss it, I can tell you now that I want to hear your views about Operation PHAKISA, whether you believe that this will create jobs, whether you believe that destroying of the marine life and selling it off to other countries is the right thing. And the third thing I want to know is how are we going to deal with if there's a major oil spill on our coast? Because you know, if you live in the houses or in the John Dolos and all, every week there's a fire. The fire brigade can't deal with the problem. How are they going to deal with the oil spill? So those are the three issues I think we must talk about when we come to opening of discussion on questions. So let me move on to the bigger thing.
Nokuthi yasobhekana kanjani namafutha mangabe sechitheka manje sekukhona lo lenkingo ochitheka siyazi ukuthi mangabe kushaya emjondo azifiki iy'nqola zokucisha umlilo zoqhamuka lapho ezokucisha umlilo olusuku.
So the other thing that's linked to Operation PHAKISA is the Durban port, the expansion of the Durban port. And this is going to require a lot of money. 250 billion, 25 billion US dollars. Okay?
Enye into ezobe ihambisana nalokuthi isikhumulo semphungi i-port yaseThekwini izovulwa yandiswa kuzobiza 250 billion okusho $25 billion. Okusho ukuthi yenye izinto lekufanele siyibheke ukuthi iyinkinga.
So the main thing about the port expansion is Durban, they want to develop the port, expand the port inside the Durban harbour at the moment. And then they will expand the roads from the Durban harbour through the Clearwood area, through the market. They will destroy the market in Clearwood. They will destroy the fresh market in Clearwood, where there's thousands of people employed. They will destroy the small business in Clearwood because they want to bring in trucks and logistics park. And they have the Clearwood racecourse, which is the biggest green lung, the Merebank community, and all the schools, all the children coming from Mlazi and the Modern and school in Merebank and all that. They want to put 2,000 trucks an hour. Kusho ukuthi-ke lapho-ke kuzofa into ey'ningi, izikole zizothinteka, i-race course emahashini kuzothinteka, iy'ndawo eziningi zizolimala nje kakhulu ngenxa yokuthi bazobe befaka ama-truck amaningi azobe esebenza lapho kulezo ndawo. Kusho ukuthi-ke kuzoba noshintsho olukhulu ekuhlaleni kwethu ey'ndaweni esizona nasey'ndaweni esisebenzela kuzona namabhizinisana esinawo ey'ndaweni esizona. And the third place that will be affected is the Isipingo airport land, where there are 16 farmers supplying fresh vegetables to the Durban market. So the expansion of the port will create jobs, but only casual workers. You know the casual workers? I'm sure comrades in Rumsa will tell you about it. The comrades that work in will create temporary jobs But in its place, they will destroy. The first people that will be affected is Claywood, where there's a lot of informal settlements. There's also the transit camps, there's also houses in Claywood. So we're expecting over 15,000 people that will be affected in totality in Claywood, because people are working there, they're schooling there, they've got businesses there. So over 15,000 people in Claywood alone. And then as they progress to build the port, the second port, they will affect all the communities afterwards. In Brentwood, in Merebank, and then the schools will be affected. And if they take the communities away, schools will be gone. It means that the children in Umlazi and Lamontville that are coming to school in the area will have to stay inside Umlazi and Lamontville and school there. So one more thing before I leave it, because I think there's other people that have to talk as well, and I did say 5 minutes, is that when we discuss this under questioning time and input, I think we'll provide more input to it. But just to say relevantly, we need to look at how homes are going to be affected, how small local businesses are going to be affected, and look at how many people are employed in the area, how the jobs have been lost in Durban, and then look at whether the big development of the harbour and the big development of logistic parks are going to create permanent jobs for people, or will they create temporary jobs. Those are the 4 issues, and how your social life, because at the moment in Claywood, we have people of all races living side by side. The first people that they will move will be poor black people, far away. So you'll destroy that culture of people of races working together, living together, which this government is supposed to be doing. And that's a question I leave for you to answer, to ask. But I think that's an important thing that sometimes gets left out of the equation, where people already are working together and living together, the way government is moving. So, sorry, I talk over it. So, yeah. So in a nutshell, let me just say very briefly, it's 4 issues. One is that the present houses, how are they going to be affected? And then the unemployment. The third thing, the small businesses. And then the whole issue of culture, where people are for years lived together, gone to church together, gone to the temple, gone to the mosque together. How's that going to be? So thank you, and we want to call the next group to come up. The Mercy.